we're taking your calls live out to Art Harris, investigative journalist at artharris.com. Art, these tapes are very, very revealing. A whole new side of Misty Crossland.
She is a tough cookie, Nancy, and at the end she says there is nothing they can do to break me. She says she doesn't know what happened to Haleigh, but she is tough. 20 years in jail, doesn't matter. She doesn't know anything, and one day the world will know she's innocent.
Out to the lines, Jan in Tennessee. Hi, Jan.
Hi.
Hi, dear. What's your question?
I was wondering, do you think that maybe Haleigh's dad and Donna Brock are working with the police on this drug bust just to set Missy up?
That is a theory Art Harris has had for some time. What do you know, Art Harris?
I don't think they were in cahoots. I know that later, recently, investigators have visited Ronald in jail, and in his conversations with his mother, he says that they are trying to turn him into their secret weapon to use against Misty to get her to talk. That's now. By being very lovey-dovey, by pulling her heartstrings, saying that he misses Junior and Haleigh so badly. That was the only time law enforcement tells him they saw her cry real tears, Nancy. So they think he knows how to push her button.
So Art Harris, they're talking about how they get recognized everywhere they go. Didn't that hit them when they were doing undercover dope deals? It's all on video, on one of those pinhole video cameras inside the cop's car. Hey, I've been working with the cops trying to find Haleigh. I wonder if they notice I'm selling dope. You know, they're so worried about being recognized when they go to the 7-Eleven. How about when they're doing dope deals?
Nancy, I guess they weren't thinking then, but they sure are interested in their own celebrity, and they are reveling in it. And now police hope to use that against them. They certainly don't understand, don't appreciate that they are stars of a reality TV show that is happening in real time about a missing little girl.
And the only one in the whole bunch that talks about finding Haleigh is Ronald Cummings, the father. Back it up. Let's back it up. Art Harris, back. This is what you do when you're against a stone wall in an investigation. You go back to the beginning. Number one, what time did Haleigh get off that bus?
Nancy, I believe she got off about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay. Did Misty pick her up, Misty Crossland?
There are two stories, Nancy. I spoke to two families who saw Misty pick her up, and then Ronald and his mother insist Ronald picked her up, rode her back to the house on his lap, and played with her for a while, and then went to work. Either way, he was back at the house, and she was alive before he left for work.
Now, how do we know that? How do we know she was alive before he left for work?
Well, she was also later seen playing with her cousins, who were Tommy and Lindsay's children, right outside.
After Ronald Cummings goes to work?
That's correct.
Okay.
Right. Well, my question is quickly, do you think it's possible that Misty is afraid to say what she knows? Because from the very beginning, Ron was going on national television saying that he was going to kill the person after he found out who took Haleigh. Do you think that she's really afraid that Ronald, if he gets out, will go after her and kill her?
Art Harris, I think that is a legitimate concern.
Great question, and I can tell you that the other two women before Misty were terribly frightened of Ronald and described to me episodes where he's at home and he puts a revolver in his mouth and plays Russian roulette. And this is someone...
Well, wait a minute, Art, that's inconsistent. Why would they be afraid if he's threatening to commit suicide?
Well, he's ranting and raving, and he's verbally abusing them, Nancy, and this is what they reported. And so it's very consistent to the story that Misty has been telling her friends, especially that night when she was picked up by one and Ronald had kicked her out. This is someone who has every reason to be afraid.
Well, you know what? I would be afraid, too, if I were left responsible for a 5-year-old girl and she vanished into thin air and I don't know anything. I fail a polygraph. My stories are inconsistent. I can't keep a story straight. You know, she's not worried. She married him.
She's sticking to her story.
Worried.
Well, that's right. But, you know, she knows that he has threatened to blow away anybody who had anything to do with it, whether that's bravado or true.
Peace. I want to go out to Art Harris. What about it?
That's right, Nancy. The police have not wavered from this theory that it's the small circle. There is no killer running loose in Satsuma, Florida. It is this small group, and they are going to keep the heat on like they have this far.
To the line.